My husband kissed another woman, and now I'm questioning everything. Hey everyone. I'm sharing this because my mind is spinning, and I don't know what to make of it anymore. So, yesterday, my husband, 40M, sat me down and told me he kissed another woman. I'm 44F. The woman he kissed? She's someone I know. Someone I actually had a friendly conversation with just the day before. She's a longtime friend of his, and honestly, I've never been completely comfortable with their dynamic. A few months ago, they went out to catch up over dinner. Harmless, right? Except dinner at 6:30 p.m. turned into a whole night. He didn't come home until 12:30 a.m. because they decided, on a whim, to go to the casino next door. I told him back then that it crossed a line for me. That even if nothing physical happened, it looked bad and felt worse. I explained that it made me feel disrespected and uneasy. He brushed it off, told me I was overreacting, made me feel like I was being controlling, like I was the insecure one. Fast forward to now. He tells me he shared a passionate kiss with her. A full-on, no accident, no alcohol to blame, emotionally charged kiss. When I asked him if he stopped it or pulled away at any point, he said no. He let it happen. Fully. I pressed further. Were there feelings involved? He said yes, that they had a moment. Then, as if that wasn't enough, he says he still loves me. That he wants to stay together. That he doesn't love her. It was just a moment. And here's where my heart really broke. I told him, calmly but firmly. Okay. Well, obviously, going forward, you can't spend time alone with her anymore. He paused. He didn't say, of course. He didn't say, you're right. Instead, he looked away, took a long breath, and said, that's a lot to process. That moment, that sentence shook me. Because if he truly felt remorse, if he truly wanted to rebuild, shouldn't that have been the easiest boundary in the world to respect? I don't know what hurts more, the kiss, or the fact that even after all this, he couldn't immediately say he'd stop seeing her one-on-one. It makes me feel like I'm being asked to tolerate crumbs of loyalty while he processes his feelings for another woman. I can't sleep. I've been up all night. We've been together for 7 years. We were happy, or at least I thought we were. Now I feel like I'm standing on rubble, trying to figure out if anything is worth salvaging. So I'm asking you, do you think this relationship can survive? Or is his hesitation a sign? First of all, I want to say this. Your feelings are 100% valid. You're not overreacting. You're not insecure. You're a woman who set a clear, respectful boundary. And that boundary was tested, then dismissed. A kiss is not always just a kiss, especially not when it's with someone you already voiced concerns about. He knew how you felt. He knew this woman made you uncomfortable. And instead of honoring that, he downplayed your feelings, crossed a line, and now struggles to let go of the person he crossed that line with. That pause when you asked him to stop spending time with her? That's not just hesitation. That's hesitation in the face of your pain. That says more than the kiss itself. Relationships can survive infidelity, but only when there's true remorse, accountability, and a willingness to rebuild trust. Not just in words, but in actions. You deserve a partner who is clear and decisive about protecting your relationship, especially after breaking it. You are not responsible for his confusion. You're responsible for your healing. Take a step back emotionally. Don't feel pressured to make any major decisions right away. You're allowed to take time to process. Ask yourself, if nothing changed from this moment forward, could you stay in this relationship and be truly happy? Seek out support from a therapist, close friends, or even relationship counseling, with or without him. You shouldn't carry this pain alone. Watch his actions. Is he taking initiative to regain your trust? Or is he just saying what he thinks you want to hear? Because love without respect and accountability isn't real love. It's convenience. You're not asking for too much. You're asking for the bare minimum: honesty, respect, and commitment. Whatever you decide to do, make sure it's rooted in self-respect. You're allowed to walk away if staying means losing yourself. Take care of your heart. You've been through enough. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more true relationship stories like this, don't forget to subscribe for daily Reddit drama breakdowns. Am I the a-hole for cutting off my family? I really don't know where to start with this, but I guess I'll just lay it all out. I'm an 18-year-old guy, and if I'm being real, my entire childhood felt like a long, painful nightmare. My mom passed away when I was young, and my father, who was never really in my life, was only around briefly when I was 5. During that short time, he physically abused me almost every day. Later, I found out something that still haunts me. When my mom was pregnant with me, he tried to kill her. Apparently, I was his 14th child, and he just didn't want another one. After I found that out, I told him straight up that if I ever saw him again, I'd kill him. And I meant it. I haven't spoken to him since. After my mom died, I bounced around from one family member to another. Eventually, I ended up in the care of my aunt, and that's when things got worse. She abused me in every way imaginable: physically, sexually, emotionally, verbally. I spent most of my high school years locked away in a room, only allowed to leave for school, and then forced right back into that hellhole she called a home. The isolation and abuse became so overwhelming that I was seriously considering ending my own life. But something stopped me. My cousin. She and I had always been close, and when I opened up to her, she admitted she'd also been abused by my aunt, her own mother. So she told me to come live with her in the countryside, far away from the pain. At first, it felt like I was finally breathing fresh air. They welcomed me. I was told I'd get a small weekly allowance, nothing major, just $10 for pocket money. But over the 2 years I lived there, I never saw a single cent. Gradually, things changed. Suddenly, I was responsible for nearly all the cleaning, cooking, and childcare. They had 2 young children, both with severe autism. And I mean no disrespect, kids are kids. But caring for them full-time is intense. Then their dog gave birth to 11 puppies, and guess who had to care for them too? Me. It's your responsibility, I was told. About a year before I left, the physical abuse started again. It wasn't daily, but it was there. Just enough to let me know my safety was conditional. I stayed mainly because I didn't want to leave the kids. I talked to them often, made sure they weren't being hurt, and as far as I could tell, they were safe and loved. That gave me peace. But I couldn't keep living like that. I started skipping school, sneaking out at night, just trying to feel something normal. Eventually, my cousin told me I was going to visit my grandma for a month. I was actually happy about that. My grandma is one of the few kind souls in my life. But that 1 month turned into nearly 2.5 months. Turns out, they didn't want me back at all. When I finally got back, I walked into the house after a 12-hour drive, and they threw my bags at me. Told me I had 20 minutes to grab whatever else they hadn't packed and get out. A lot of my stuff was stolen, things they claimed they couldn't find. And just like that, I was homeless. Eventually, I got into a program called Job Corps. Since I was underage, I still needed either my aunt or cousin to sign off on it, and surprisingly, they did. During the 9 months I was there, they showed up twice a month, dropping off bags of cheap, expired food without asking me if I even wanted it. Off-brand ramen, dented cans of ravioli, stuff like that. When I graduated, my aunt came to pick me up. Didn't say a word, didn't help me with my bags, just, "Where am I dropping you off?" Luckily, I had a friend who let me crash for a bit. If not for them, she would have just left me on the side of the road like trash. The only thing she did say before driving off? "You owe me for all that food I brought you." When I told her I wasn't going to pay her back for something I didn't ask for, she kicked me out of the car. I had to walk 3 miles through snow, in shorts, carrying everything I owned. I haven't spoken to her or my cousin since, and obviously not my father. But now I keep asking myself, was I wrong? I mean, I know my dad doesn't deserve a second thought, but with my aunt and cousin, am I overreacting? I feel like I've been gaslit so much that I don't know what's normal anymore. Am I the asshole for cutting off what little family I had left? Any advice or honest opinions would really help right now. Thanks for listening. Honestly, you're not the asshole. Not even close. Cutting off your family, the people who were supposed to protect you, is not betrayal. It's survival. Your story is heartbreaking, and I can't even begin to imagine how heavy it must have been to live through all that abuse, betrayal, and manipulation. What stands out the most is how strong you are. Because despite everything, you're still standing. Still questioning, still hoping. Here's my advice: stop questioning your sanity. Abusers have a way of making victims feel like they're the crazy ones. It's called gaslighting, and it works by making you doubt your own memories, feelings, and decisions. But based on everything you've shared, your instincts were spot on. Family isn't just blood. The people who hurt you don't deserve the title of family. You have every right to set boundaries and protect your peace, even if that means going completely no contact. Start healing. For you. Therapy might be tough to access, but there are free or low-cost resources, especially through programs like Job Corps or community centers. Even talking with trusted friends or support groups online can help you feel less alone. You don't owe them anything. Not money, not forgiveness, not conversation, nothing. They failed you, over and over. Don't let guilt trick you into reopening wounds that are finally starting to heal. Keep building your own life. You're young, you have your whole life ahead of you, and you've already survived more than most people ever will. Keep learning, growing, and creating a future where you are safe, respected, and valued. And finally, never let anyone make you feel small for choosing yourself. You are brave, you are worthy, and you did the right thing. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think? Was OP right to cut off their family completely? Or do you think there's ever a reason to keep trying with toxic relatives? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one of them. Let's talk about it. And hey, if you're into real stories like this, don't forget to subscribe for daily Reddit tales.